Welcome to Currents Up Close. My name is Kim Manning and I'll be your host for today. And we're going to talk about one of my very favorite subjects, the largest free outdoor event in the state of Iowa, the Sturgis Falls Celebration. I've got two very special guests to fill us in about all that's new this year and all that's going on. Jay Stoddard is the president of the Sturgis Falls Celebration, and Linda Kennedy, you're the vice president of the organization. Before we get rolling, I want to say a big thank you for all the work that you and the rest of the board put into making this free entertainment available to us year after year. You've both been involved for many years. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Well, we've got a lot to talk about in a short time to get to it, so let's get rolling. Jay, you're kind of overseeing, in addition to a lot of the aspects of the festival, the gateway, everything that happens on that side of the river, basically. You want to fill our viewers in on what the plans are for this year?
You bet. Gateway Park, kind of after the 2008 flood, opened up an area that Island Park and Tourist Park hadn't worked out, so we've been working very, very hard on making Gateway Park a very permanent and user-friendly park with the addition of an asphalt or a regrind over it. You notice with all the rain and everything, we have no mud, no wood chips, and so forth, so we're able to work down there very easily. We've had a number of improvements that we've done down there with all the electrical and lighting and everything, so we feel like this park is getting more like Overman Park is with the band shell and so forth, and so we're hoping that we can continue with this and make this a real user-friendly park. One of the things that the park offers is huge space, and if you're looking on the map there where it says Gateway Market, over around that area, new this year, we're going to have the Remax hot air balloon, and we're going to be giving free tethered rides, and we have Lynette, Gordy, Sorensen, and Gerald with Remax that are heading this up, so we're very thankful to them. And this will be on Saturday afternoon that people can go over there to Gateway Park right by the market and so forth. So they'll have a booth over there for getting in line and so forth for that great event. So that's brand new. One of the other things in our strife of trying to make Gateway Park more user-friendly, actually for our board as well as the public, is having service groups help us with different projects that we have. We have every year we've been struggling with getting the fencing up, hiring people, and all these sorts of things. So we really, really like having service groups helping us do these projects so that we don't have to worry about workman's comp and unemployment and all those sorts of things. So this year we have the Salvation Army AAU basketball group that's going to help us with our fencing, barricades, orange grabber cones that everybody sees along Lincoln Street there, and all the picnic tables. And there's a huge number of hours that takes up. So that's brand new this year. I'm kind of trying to step to the side a little bit as far as the management of that. And so we have 3 interns, 2 from UNI and 1 from Iowa State, that are in event management majors and so forth, and so they're going to have an inaugural management of an event this year. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that works out, because if that does work out, that will be another nice piece to the puzzle of making things a lot more easy to manage for us.
Great, so they're learning from one of the best, actually.
Well,
So.
well, made a lot of mistakes, and so we're hopeful to pass along what we've learned from all that.
Well, it's mutually beneficial, too, for these service groups. They can make a little money and help, and then that's just another community service that you guys are offering, so that's great.
We have a need, though, for another service group. If there's any groups out there listening to this, we have 2 slots still on Saturday for pouring beer. If groups want to make money, to please give us a call, contact us, email or by phone, and we'd love to talk to you so we can get that shored up. Other volunteers that help us out in the community they go on and on and on. And one of the recent ones that I've got to say thank you to him is Dave Sires and his crew of people that have helped us donate their time helping putting up tents and things like that. And it's just been an immense help having an example like Dave to the rest of the community what they can do. So we invite everybody in the community to involve themselves as much as they can.
Great, yeah.
We have a new gateway stage that we're going to be putting up here. Now this, I've been for years wanting to put up a new stage, a permanent one, so that we didn't have to spend $15,000 a year putting up the stage, taking it down, and storing it, and so forth. And I was told very firmly by Mark Ripplinger in the city that I could not put it on the ground that we normally put it on, because that's in the flood buyout area, and by agreement with FEMA and so forth, that's a no-no. So 2 weeks after I got the final note on that, Ken Bauman, a professor at UNI, and his wife, Leandra Sensuri, have the land just to the north of where our normal stage is, and they've donated that to Sturgis Falls. So that's opened up the door for us to now put a permanent stage on that piece of property. So people will see that go up this year, and it'll be 6 cement pillars and a roof that'll go on top of it. That'll be permanent there. So we're very, very excited about that. Coming up on Friday for entertainment, we're very excited about Thin Ice. Now, there are a lot of you will notice some faces there that are from the past, maybe even vintage me. Thin Ice at 5:30, and then Cody Hicks at 7:30, and then the Pork Tornadoes at 10 p.m. And the Pork Tornadoes are going to bring in a tremendous crowd.
They're always fun, yes.
Really, really popular group. And then on Saturday, we have Blue 2. That's Bob Dorr. We had a group that backed out on us, and I asked Bob if he'd help us out, and I thank you to him for doing so. So that's a small duet that he's got. And then Church of Cash will be at 3:45, and Tim and the True Tones at 5:45. We've got, let's see here, Stackhouse is at 7:45, and then 16 Candles, another hugely popular band, at 10 p.m. So that's quite a lineup on Saturday. And then Sunday, we start out with Ace Jones at 1, Bob Dorr and the Limestoners at 3, and Wicked Andersons at 5, and Checker and the Blue Tones 7 to 9. So that's quite a lineup that we have there, and I'm feel pretty confident that everybody's going to love it. We just need some nice weather so everybody can enjoy it.
A lot of nice variety. What's Church of Cash?
Well, Church of Cash is a Johnny Cash tribute group.
Yeah.
And the guy jokes with me. He said, "Tell everybody if they come on Saturday and listen to us, they don't have to go to church on Sunday." I said, "I don't think it works that way," but that's what they joke about. So that's a new group that we hope everybody likes.
Yeah, it's going to be great fun. Well, there's more than the musical entertainment going on over in Gateway Park. There's also the Carnival.
The Carnival has always been a very, very popular area, and Todd Miriam, Miriam's Midway, have been with us, when we were over in Island Park, and come over to Gateway now. So we feel very, very good about him having a dry area. There's a nice cement slab there and so forth. So I think that everybody's going to enjoy the same area. He provides a class act, and we've had other carnivals that haven't been, but we're very, very happy with Todd and his group.
Great, great. And the market? And
we have the Gateway Market that is still blossoming there, and that's right between the Sturgis Falls Large Shelter Carnival area and the food area and the entertainment. So that's a nice transition of different events and things that are for sale there. Now, these are not art homemade things. These are more of a buy-sell type things, trinkets and so forth like that. That are fun for people. So that offers another dimension of activities for us.
And that occurs all 3 days of the festival.
Correct.
Right.
Right. That's yeah. So we're very happy with that. And then we have the parking and the Derby Divas we probably ought to talk about.
Sure.
And one thing that Gateway Park offers us because of the flood is a silver lining that there's all this now parking area for people. It goes all the way from what was Fuzzy's all the way up to Police Officers Memorial Park. And it's a beautiful arid grass area and so forth. And we have the Derby Divas again, driving the golf carts and so forth, taking people from the parking areas right over into the entertainment or the carnival and so forth. And we also have trams that are pulled across the bridge over to Overman Park, Bandshell area, and then back again. So it's a great service for everybody. We just ask for $1 per person to help us pay for the rental of the golf carts.
Very nice. Takes a village, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Well, it sounds like there's a lot going on that side of the river. Now, Linda, you kind of take care of the other side around Overman Park, and there's a lot going on in that area too. You want to give us a little overview?
Sure do. That'd be awesome. Bandshell will be there again Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're kicking off at 11 o'clock on Friday morning with the Cedar Valley Jazz, which are the students from 5th grade through 12th grade, headed up by Mike McCullochek and some other band people at local. They're awesome. We'll have Mike LaFavor and Musica Ficta and David Woods. One of Us is another band. Early in the evening, we'll start with the Sturgis Falls Children's Choir, which are the elementary age students through the public schools and homeschooled in Cedar Falls. And that's just continued to grow over the years, and we're so thrilled. Michelle Drow has been our lead on that, and we appreciate everything. We'll lead that into opening ceremony and then the Bill Rally talent competition, and they'll finish off the night with the Cedar Falls Community Theater. So we've got a few new faces, which will be fun, and a lot of familiar faces, which is also wonderful.
Yeah.
So, and Saturday we'll kick off with CB and Company, who's getting us off to a good start, and then we'll get to see the kids who have won the talent competition do their performance again, and we're planning to have an ensemble from the 2nd Marine Aircraft Group that will be in the parade and also performing later on Saturday. Another new group, Dry Run Creek, that we haven't had on stage before, and then one of our classics, Milk and Honey, which we're thrilled to have back with Mix to Bell, leading into the 2nd Marine Aircraft Wing Band out of Cherry Point, North Carolina. So we're thrilled that they're back, and like I said, they'll be with us for the parade too. And then a small group ensemble, which is usually phenomenal. We don't always know what ensemble they're bringing, but we always know it's going to be wonderful. So that'll be awesome. And then Sunday we'll kick off with Cross the Line and Crystal Weber and the Doo-Wops and Clarence Williams and the Rising Suns, and finish out the afternoon with the Municipal Band. So it's all going to be good. We're going to have a great lineup for there. And there's lots more going on just besides the Bandshell. We've got things with our children's parade on Friday afternoon, which is part of the Kids Way activities. Then our annual parade Saturday morning, which ends up right by Overman Park at the tail end of the parade. Parade kicks off at dignitaries just before 10, and the parade kicks off at 10, and so that's always a lot of fun. One of our other Kids Way activities that's been really popular is the big 3-wheel 500, and we've been really fortunate to have Europa Cycle just kind of take over that for us and lead it up, and the kids have a great time, and all of them get participation ribbons, which is a lot of fun for them. And so with more Kids Way stuff, we've got caricature artists, we've got silhouettes. Those are both located in a slightly different area, but still near the park. And on Saturday, we've got the Arts and Craft Fair that runs, on Sunday, we have the Arts and Craft Fair that runs from 10 to 4 in the streets surrounding Overman Park.
There is a lot going on, and
Yes.
you've done such a nice job of bringing in some of the standards that traditional acts and also some new acts on the stage. That's great.
Yes.
I think we're going to take a little break, and we'll come back and talk a little bit about more of the other activities that happen around the parks during the celebration. So we'll be right back.
All trails are happy trails at the 44th Annual Sturgis Falls Celebration. The Gateway Park stage will be rocking Friday night with Thin Ice, Cody Hicks, and the Pork Tornadoes. On Saturday, it's Blue 2, Church of Cash, Tim and the True Tones, Stackhouse, and 16 Candles. Then Sunday, it's Ace Jones, Bob Dorr and the Limestoners, Wicked Andersons, and Checker and the Blue Tones. Free parking next to Gateway Park. Take the happy trails to the Sturgis Falls Celebration in Cedar Falls.
Join us for the 41st Annual Sturgis Falls Half Marathon and 5K, Sunday, June 30th. The Sturgis Falls Half Marathon is Iowa's oldest half marathon. The course features areas of shade and beauty as runners and walkers race or move at their own pace through the streets and trails of Cedar Falls. Get all the race info at SturgisFallsRuns.com. It's time to get out and get moving. It's the 41st Annual Sturgis Falls Half Marathon and 5K, Sunday, June 30th.
Welcome back to Currents Up Close. We are talking about the Sturgis Falls celebration today, and if you weren't with us for the first segment, I've got Jay Stoddard and Linda Kennedy here to share all of the new things and what's happening with the 2019 festival. So thank you for joining us today. In the earlier segment, we talked about the entertainment on all of the stages. There's a lot going on with that. There's also a lot that's offered beyond the musical entertainment, parades, carnivals, all street fairs, all kinds of things. Linda, do you want to start out with the Saturday morning parade? That is a big deal. Rose Miller works so hard on it. Tell us a little bit about it.
I would be happy to. The parade starts at 10 o'clock, but the streets start filling up anytime after probably 6:30 in the morning, and they are all along Clay Street, 11th Street, then it goes to Main Street, headed north to 3rd, goes right by the reviewing stand in Overman Park, and then takes a turn to the south and ends right along the Franklin Street and the intersection of 4th Street. So it's a nice long parade route. There's lots of shady places to sit up your lawn chair and enjoy the parade. There's the participants come for free. You know, we just ask that they follow our guidelines and use the theme. That's very, very important, and it just makes the parade even better, kind of thing. So we have groups, Boy Scout groups that carry the banners for the parade, and it's just a lot of fun. People really enjoy it, and it's and you know, again, it's an outdoor event, so there's no charge for it. So you can come and enjoy it and not have to spend a dime, which is one of the better parts about the entire Sturgis Falls celebration. You know, we only ask that people don't bring food and coolers into the parks, you know, and otherwise there is no charge for the entertainment, other than the carnival is always separate from that, you know, and so that's really fun. But
it's a fun and easy theme to follow this year too, with the trails theme.
We're hoping that people have a lot of fun with it, because I think we're thinking it's pretty adaptable to most situations. So we have high hopes that people are really going to enjoy it, you know. And the poster has turned out amazing, and we'll have T-shirts that will be available at some point soon with tourism, and I'm assuming our standard of World's Window downtown. So we're excited that those 2 locations will be available, and then
you can buy them in the park too.
Yes, after on
festival.
Friday, on the 28th of June, they'll be moved to the Overman Park area, and we'll have those underneath the memorabilia tent. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, okay, so there's the big parade Saturday morning. There's also the children kind of start out the celebration with their own little parade Friday night.
Yes, on Friday afternoon, the kids gather up at Lincoln School, and then they march a few blocks into the park, and they end up underneath the Big Top, which is pretty exciting. And that kind of segues into the Big Top, because this year the Big Top is going to be a little bit bigger than what it's been in the past.
Tell us about that.
Yes, we are very excited that we will be getting a new tent for the Kids Way area. It will maintain its striking red and white striped top, but it'll be a high peak tent, and it will be the entire block of Franklin between 2nd and 3rd Streets. So It's going to be awesome, and we're excited about what new things that we can bring in under the big top for the kids, and it's just going to be amazing.
That is very exciting, and you have worked really hard to fundraise for that tent.
I've tried, and hopefully,
She has.
hopefully we'll be even more successful. We chose to do a large event in April and had an auction at the Diamond Event Center, and it was successful, and we were very grateful. We've also been honored to receive some grant money from the Community Foundation of Northeast Iowa, and so that will go a long way toward getting us taken care of with the tent. So
well, and Pete
we're
Downs
excited.
has been very helpful
Very.
with that project, and Molly Kaler as well. I mean,
Yes.
she kind of heads up all the Kids Way stuff.
She sure does, and she is dynamic, to say the least.
A bundle
And,
of energy.
Definitely a bundle of energy, and just, you know, I love her to death, big kid at heart, you know,
Yeah.
kind of thing. But she does a phenomenal job of organizing the events and putting together the shows for Friday and Saturday and Sunday. And so, you know, they usually kick off with a pre-show meet and greet each day.
Yeah.
And then we have some of our standard people back. That would be Eric Michaels, the magician, and there are a couple music studios this year that are bringing in students that are learning more about music and evidently quite accomplished at what they're doing. So that's really exciting. There'll be some dance performances, and they'll kick off with, of course, the children's parade later Friday afternoon at 4:45 at Lincoln. But then the coloring contest winners will be announced underneath the big top as well. And then Saturday we'll see Dean Franzen, the Dean of Juggling, and there'll be some more dance groups that come in. One of the biggest things that happens under the Kids Way tent is the Grout Museum Snakes Alive demonstration. Personally, it's amazing to watch from a distance, but it draws a huge crowd, and the kids love it. And so it's really exciting that they do that. And so then on Sunday, we'll start with the same meet and greet and see again Eric Michaels, the magician, Dean Franzen, the juggler. The snakes will be back again on Sunday, and some more dance performances. And so, but besides that, there's things that happen under the tent that you know are part of our standard that aren't on the stage. And so those things are the bubbles that happen, the balloon magicians that are there. Home Depot comes in and provides a workshop for the kids. We have Legos that they can just sit on the mats and build. There's street art, there's chalk drawings where they can just entirely cover the street with something that's just phenomenal, and usually it's very creative, which is fun. There'll be face painting and temporary tattoos, and the list just goes on because there's just so much fun.
Wow. Well, and outside the tent, I think you started to tell us earlier about the caricatures that are happening.
Yes, the caricatures are in the Women's Clubhouse, and the silhouette artists will be in the Victorian home. And that is really nice, especially for the folks that do that, because especially the silhouette artist, because of any wind or anything with the papers that she has and cutting and the scraps, inside is just a better situation
Yeah, it might
for
be a
them.
chance to cool off too.
Yes, yes, and we're very thankful for the two locations that are hosting these two events,
That's
which we
great.
appreciate very much.
That's great. Well, that is a lot of entertainment. You know, one of my favorite parts of the festival is the food. I like to eat my way through Sturgis Falls Celebration.
Yes, and we're hoping a lot of other people do too.
Yeah.
You know, we enjoy the food too. Overman is blessed to have a phenomenal list of food vendors. Nearly all of them return from year to year, and so it's you can depend on it, and it's a lot of fun and a lot of good food. And they're situated on the perimeter of the park, and we have quite a variety. So it's nice, all the standard stuff, you know, the Jamaican beach smoothies, the kettle corn, the pork burgers, you know, food from Cottonwood Canyon, the turkey, the list just goes on, and it's just every vendor has something special, and that makes it wonderful.
Yeah, and there's food on the Gateway side as well.
Gateway Park has 7 vendors over there. Mark Becker's probably one of the bigger ones there, along with Hardenbrook, concessions. So I always like the tenderloins that Mark has, and
Yeah.
some of the sandwiches that Hardenbrook has. So no, they're all basically the same, and I think people can count on having similar food choices that they've had in the past. One thing over in Overman Park that we had our mini donut person has been
Yes.
changed across the street from. That's the only difference as far as location and whatnot, and as well as we moved the air-conditioned
Yes.
portable restroom over on Clay Street. So those are a couple minor changes that people will, I'm sure, adjust to very easily.
Sure. Well, that's a nice little amenity to offer to the public, too. Well, and Jen Jacobson has kind of jumped on fairly new, and she's heading up the food vending, doing a really nice job with that.
Jen is doing a great job. She's a new mommy, and in spite of that, she's just right in there plugging along. And I get embarrassed when she calls me or emails me about something. I said, goodness, you take care of your little girl there, and so forth. But she's been a champion, and
dedicated.
really welcome her to the board. She's been a great addition, and I hope she's enjoying it as well.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're enjoying her. Well, a big standard in Overman Park is always the Marine Band, and that's a big coup for us to get them. Tell us about that, Jay.
Well, the Marine Band, Tom Klemick way back when said, gosh, if you could ever get the Marine Band to come, that would put Cedar Falls on the map, make it for Sturgis Falls. And so after trying for, I think it was 5 or 6 years, finally, through a faux pas of a cancellation, the band said, is that spot still open for the parade and the performance? And whatever it was, we made room for them. And so that first year that they came, they were so impressed with Cedar Falls that they've been here ever since. So this will be our 20th Marine Band performing here. And the amenities the community offers are just phenomenal. They've got, the university has a beautiful area for them to stay in and so forth. It's like an apartment, so
Yeah.
they love it. And of course, all the entertainment for their free time.
Sure, and the
after
public turns
performance.
out to see them
That-
too, so it's always very, very popular. Well, we've gone over a lot of information here, and I know our viewers are going to want to review some of it. So all of the schedules, everything are up on the website, sturgisfalls.org. Thanks to Far Reach for helping us with that piece of the marketing and all. So that's a great resource. Before we run out of time, we want to just touch quickly on the pool party and the firefighters dance. You want to fill us in about those two items?
Sure. The pool party will be Saturday night, June 29th, and it's from 6 to 9 at the falls, right off of South Main in Cedar Falls. No cost, so families can go enjoy a dip in the pool and have fun. And that, again, has just continued to grow over the years. Adding to what you said, Kim, about the website, we also have the Sturgis Falls app that you can get on your
Oh,
phone,
yes.
and that stays linked to the information from the website. So it's
Great
up to date.
addition.
It's up to date all the time. And then the
Great
firefighters
addition.
dance is Friday
Thank
night from
you.
8 to midnight.
Great additions. The website, the app, there's so much going on. Be sure to pencil in the dates, always the last full weekend in June. It's as late as it can be this year. Thank you much for sharing with us, and come out and enjoy the festival.
All trails are happy trails at the 44th Annual Sturgis Falls Celebration. Overman Park features great music all weekend long, including the United States Marine Corps Band on Saturday night. We've got fun for the kids under the Kidsway tent, or enjoy the Carnival at Gateway Park. Join us for the Sturgis Falls Children's Parade on Friday afternoon and the annual parade on Saturday morning. Sunday, we have the Arts and Crafts Fair. Take the happy trails to the Sturgis Falls Celebration in Cedar Falls.